What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Movies podcast. Um, this is just unscripted. It's my thoughts for the day or the week or whatever when I want to post them. This week, I'm going to be covering the Movie Trivia Schmoedown, so there's going to be maybe some spoilers, get into some movie stuff, and yeah, so let's just get started. So, the Schmoedown, for those of you listening who don't watch it, is a movie trivia competition on Collider Video. It's technically it's existed since 2014, but as it is now, it started back in 2016. It's really fun. It combines wrestling, WWE, like characters and heels and faces and factions and storylines with movie trivia. Right, I've been a huge fan of it since the first episode I saw. So yeah, I just like to talk about it. I do, if you again follow Take 3 Productions, I do reactions to the Schmoedown usually every week. Uh, some weeks we have a bigger crew now, so some weeks I'm not there, or some weeks I'm around, but we have someone else on. I like doing the reactions, but I also I there are some matches that I sometimes and that's nothing in stake for you guys. There are some matches I just like to listen to, not watch by myself, but regardless, it's really fun and it's. So some of the stuff that has been happening recently there has been, John Roca has kind of made a face turn. I mean, let me just pause for a second. I'm gonna be like Schmoedown heavy here. I'm not gonna really sit here and describe it. If you don't know the Schmoedown, go watch it and then come back to this. Yeah, John Roca is he's kind of making a face turn. It's weird. I like it. I really, because listen, I'm a big fan of John Roca. John Roca is one of the coolest people, like in the Schmoes Collider universe. He's so cool. He's very nice. He helped. If you saw the Schmoedown fan awards it did last year, he was kind of not him and Clark Wolf, but him and Clark Wolf I'm ever indebted to because they both very busy people took time out of their schedules to do these acceptance speeches. For again, it wasn't a sanctioned thing by Harloff. It was literally me sitting here going, God, wouldn't it be cool if us fans got to vote on awards and maybe we had some different awards? For those of you wondering, I'm definitely gonna do it again. For this season. Hopefully it'll be bigger. Hopefully I'll get more people to help. Who knows? Maybe I'll even get more competitors to do acceptance speeches. I don't know. But yeah, it's so cool. And so John Roca is great. I mean, but his character in the Schmoedown for a very long time has been the outlaw. He has been kind of the head heel of the whole league. He kind of, when he first showed up, the beginnings were there, but again, Schmoedown was in its infancy, but he very quickly adopted this outlaw persona, and in the 2016 tournament, that is where John Roca the Outlaw was born. That was where everything he's known for now is. It's basically from there, the cutting into people's interviews, the entrances, everything. It's fantastic and I love it. He's kind of making a face. We're not really sure yet. We haven't seen John Roca, of course, since Collider Collision, where he lost the triple threat match against Mark Riley and Dan Murrell. Came very close. It's one of those things, man. He came very close. And he kind of had a different aura about him after the match. But we haven't seen him in a match again, so I don't know if he has made a face turn, if he's still a heel. The Four Horsemen, his faction, Robert Byron Burnett left and went to Lion's Den, and Bibiani left to go to. Well, I'm not sure if it has a name, but his podcast partner, they both started a team, and Ricky from former team ETC, he's like their manager now, and so who knows what's going to happen there? Who knows if Roka and No start, looking for more characters, people to join, two more. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But that's just something I want to talk about. I mean, you know, a lot of times in the groups, people ask the question, favorite competitors and singles, favorite teams. So, I mean, my singles players, I've actually been able to get down to 5. Again, this is always subject to change. Sometimes some players used to be on the list and then they fell off just because I start to get more, But as of right now, of recording this, at number 5, I have Mike the Killer Kalinowski. I've always liked his character ever since his first match with Ashley B. Robinson. Very cool. Very, like, I don't know. He kind of reminds me of like Leon the Professional. Like, wears his suit and his sunglasses and the gloves, and he's there to destroy. The Inner Geekdom match when Team DC Movie News was kind of formed was where a lot of people sort of became a fan of him, and that just sort of strengthened my fandom of him. But not trying to be a jerk, but I was kind of a fan of him before then. But so he's at number 5. At number 4, I have Josh McCouga. McCouga has always been one of my favorite members of the Schmoes Collider universe. Love McCouga. He has sort of taken himself away from singles for right now. So if it's dropping him low, he's going to have a team, but he's always someone who, when he comes, I always know I'm going to get an entertaining match. Let's see. Number 3, Classy Clark Wolf. I mean, she's awesome, and she's definitely leading the way for women in the Schmoedown. I mean, she's had a title shot. She was in a fight to be the number 1 contender. Like, it's very, I don't know. She's good. She's someone who, when she has a match, I'm always looking forward. And she's definitely going places. Number 2, John Roca. The dude, like, he's got something. Like, he's always a guy that when he has a match, you always want to, he's got something up his sleeve and something I like to see. And then number 1, Merc Yodi Riley. Big fan of this guy. I like the fact that there's a lot of heels in this league. He's a hero. He's a strong hero. He's one of the best to ever played the game. He's a cool guy. He is taking a break for right now. That's a little annoying, but he's not leaving number 1 anytime soon. Teams, I have not really been able to formulate a top 5, mostly because a lot of the teams have been retiring, breaking up. A lot of stuff has been happening. And a lot of the newer teams that have come in, I'm not really totally sure. So I guess kind of right now I have a top 3. So at number 3, I have Team Patriots, the current champs. I like Jeff Snyder and JTE. Jeff Snyder, I think, is one of the funniest competitors we have. JTE, he's funny in a different way where he takes the stuff he says so seriously that it's hilarious. And yeah, I mean, they dominate. When we were doing, I'm in a fantasy league for Schmoedown. When we were doing drafting, I was so lucky to get Patriots on my team. So, definitely definitely looking forward to seeing where they go from here. Um, Number two, DC movie news. Yes, I know what I said before. They've only had one match. I am a big fan of DC movie news, the show. Again, and this is also, I mean, Roxy Strider is the manager. Love her. She's awesome, and it's the killer on a team. I'm gonna just give them the slight edge because of that. And then number one is Team Action. Big fan of Action Movie Anatomy, the show on Popcorn Talk. These guys are so funny. I love whenever they have a match. It's always, it is sure to be one of the funniest matches. These guys are great. They're a lock for the tournament right now. Um, and so I'm looking forward to see, because right now they're 2-1. Their only loss came to Nerds Watch, who were in a battle at the Collision against Rotten Tomatoes to be the number one contender to take on the Patriots, and they only lost by sudden death. So they also, I probably said already, they hold the points record in teams. So there's someone to look out for. I would say definitely. Let's talk about the tournament. So right now, we're in the beginnings of the tournament. We're doing both teams in singles, because in the 2014 and 2016 tournaments, it was just singles, and 2015 was the first time they did teams. So this is the first time that we're going to be seeing both tournaments going on at the same time. I'm really interested to see where this goes. I don't, it's gonna be fun. So the first qualifying match is actually going up tomorrow. It's gonna be Mike Kalinowski versus Brianne Chandler, Miss Movies. I'm a big fan of both of these people. Brianne is on my fantasy team. It's difficult. I've had these happen before where I have these people on my fantasy team, but I'm okay. And this is no offense to Brianne. She was one of the last people I chose. I wanted Mike Kalinowski on my team so badly. Didn't get him. I'm going with Mike Kalinowski. If he rolls a comic book movies or something, I feel like Brianne in her last match played Perry, and I have to go back and watch it. I haven't seen it in a while, but it wasn't like the highest scoring match. It wasn't really one of those matches where I'm like, oh yeah, this. It wasn't a Bibiani and Draco where I'm like, one of these is the next champ. Um, and that's no offense to that. I would say that it was two men, so don't think that it's because they're women. But I'm just gonna give the slight edge to Kalinowski just because of his match with Drew McWeeny. Drew McWeeny is someone who I see winning this year's tournament. Actually, he, I believe, is a lock for the tournament, and if he's not, someone to change that. He's someone I see win the tournament. He did lose to Jeff Snyder. Um, I feel like that was Jeff got a very good role. The Schmoedown is as much luck as it is knowing your knowledge. But I feel like Drew is going to bounce back from this. Getting back to the Kalinowski Brienne match, Mike was able to take Drew to the third round. And that's not easy to do against this guy who is a beast at trivia. You know, to be able to hold on and to be able to answer enough correct that you're able to stay to the third round, I mean, that's something. So that's why I'm giving him the edge. I'm trying to think of teams that are a lock. I can't really come up with it right now, but if you go onto the Movie Trivia Schmoedown group, Harloff has been posting out, but it's going to be a fun tournament. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be something awesome. I love the Schmoedown. It's so great. That's why I wanted to talk about this episode, because I love the Schmoedown so much. Um, you know, there's a lot of stuff I could talk about. People connected with the Schmoedown. I don't need to mention that. I don't really like, but I love the Schmoedown. It's so awesome, and I hope if maybe you're someone who's been sitting here listening to me, who has never watched Schmoedown before, I hope I've enticed you into wanting to watch Schmoedown. It's a lot of fun. The stuff that the storylines they got going are they're interesting. You get really into it, but I always say you gotta watch the match the whole way through. You can't just stop. You're just there for the trivia. I mean, that's fair enough, but you're not gonna have that much fun because there are some times like last week, Matt Knows versus Tom Daniel happened. The match itself kind of sucked, very low scoring, but everything around it, the post match interviews, the pre smack promos, like everything, it was hilarious and made the match one of the funniest matches ever. And so that's the thing. Um, but yeah, it really fun show. And if you're not watching, please go. If you do watch it, just put in the comments, what are your thoughts on the Schmoedown? Who are some of your favorite competitors? What is your favorite team? What are you looking forward to in this year's tournament? Who do you think is going to be winning this year's tournament? So that's all I got to say for now. Again, if you like this video, click like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.